So Joe Budden and his ex-girlfriend Tahiry Jose went back and forth on social media.
It's going all the way back.
Yeah, well, Joe Budden criticized Diddy for the footage of him assaulting Cassie back in 2016. I mean, we all saw that horrible footage, right? So in a comment on Instagram, Tahiry basically called Joe Budden an abuser and accused him of throwing her down a flight of stairs. And she described seeing Diddy's video as triggering. And, Joe Budden eventually fired back, calling the whole story a lie. And basically calling her an abuser. And he says, "You're lying. You're a failed gold digger that has abused, targeted, and manipulated many men. Outside of me, you lack identity, which is why you tried to desperately attach yourself to me for over 15 years. Last time I saw you, he purchased a mattress from you. You were happy about the sale. You were fine then." And then he keeps going on. But he talks about how, she's tried to disrespect his son's mother. He talks about how he had to ask producers of Love and Hip Hop to keep her away from him, calling her a cancer. And then she said, "You continue to slight my name online because it's your identity." So things got messy. And then she replies, like, "You can say whatever you want about me. Those that know me know. I'm not scared of you anymore. You can keep the bullying, intimidation, and the rest. Those that know you and are around you also know the truth. Sad that they continue to enable you and your behavior. Your time is coming."
So what I found, I didn't see all of that, but what I did see was Joe Budden talking about Diddy, which, Joe Budden I think has had public issues, drug abuse, as well as relationship issues that we've seen with people accusing him of abuse, right? Like, we've seen this before. What Joe Budden was talking about with regard to Diddy was this kind of cloaked, hiding behind the idea of black excellence. And the fact that he's most offended by individuals out here having all of these, pill issues, drug issues, whatever issues that they're going through, but running around waving this flag of black excellence as if they're perfect, which I found an interesting take from Joe, because I don't believe has done that. Right? Like, I think he's been a public problematic individual. Right? And that's not to excuse his abuse behavior, but it wasn't as if he was, the video I saw wasn't as if he was parading as if he was better than. He was just more kind of like calling people who try to act like they are beacons of positivity liars.
He's always been very transparent about his darkness, right? He's always been. And when I mean darkness, I mean mental health issues, drug abuse.
And when you compare that to what we're seeing with Diddy, that's not something we've seen from Diddy.
Well, I mean, he wants it to be what we're seeing now, but yeah, right. Everyone's like too late for that, I mean, listen.
But that all played out.
Yeah, obviously Joe wanted to weigh in on the situation. People care about what Joe thinks, and then...
Well, it was a double-edged sword for him. If he doesn't weigh in, I saw people frying him like, why you haven't said anything? If he does weigh in, people are going to bring up all of his failed...
And remember, Joe worked for Revolt for several years.
Right.
So there's that, like, oh, you're not going to talk about Diddy when you used to work at Revolt. So he speaks about it, and then, of course, Tahiry's there. And this was the most I think we've ever seen Joe say in regard to the subject, though, in response. Tahiry said many things over the years, right? This is the first time I think we saw Joe so publicly strike back.
So, yeah, this all played out on social media, but, we'll see what happens. But that's your Flash and Lights report.